Radio.
Covering Guyana from coast to coast.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Berbice 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio. This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio 99.1 FM.
Good evening. Welcome to this evening's newscast on Kaieteur Radio. I'm Kevin Smith. Let's get to the news in detail. There are two sides to transparency, so said Arthur Deakin, a co-director at America's Market Intelligence. On one hand, Deakin says that there is transparency in what one says they will do. But on the other side of that, and perhaps the more important aspect, is what was actually achieved. It is against this point that Deakin said that the government touts about being transparent, but its actions are suggesting the opposite. Deakin went on to refer to the current legislation that was passed in 2019 by the APNU-AFC administration, which governs the Natural Resources Fund. He said this legislation gives the Minister of Finance too much influence in the utilization of the fund. Notably, the PPPC government has signaled its intentions to update the oil money legislation to insulate this fund from political maneuverings and mismanagement. Deakin stressed that Guyana's oil funds are more susceptible to abuse by its politicians if the necessary systems are not in place. And moving on, the latest decision by the Venezuelan government and its opposition coalition, the Unity Platform of Venezuela, to unite on the territorial claim to the Essequibo region has been met with strong rejection from their political counterparts here in Guyana. On Tuesday, both the government of Guyana and the APNU-AFC issued statements in which they firmly rejected the move by the heads of delegation for the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela. According to the statement issued by the government, the Venezuelan heads met in Mexico and signed an agreement on a number of issues, including the country's long-standing claim to Essequibo. And moving on, as the cost for the Chedi Jagan International Airport expansion project continues to climb, Minister of Public Works Juan Edgil recently stated that the final cost for the project is still unknown since it is a work in progress. However, he noted that the cost would not surpass $200 million. He noted that during the APNU-AFC's last tenure, the initial agreement that the PPPC had signed with the contractor was adjusted, the contractor being China Harbour Engineering Company. The minister explained that Guyana was supposed to receive an airport with 8 air bridges, but due to the adjustments made to the contract by the previous government, the contractor only provided 2 of the air bridges and 2 more were purchased, which ended up costing Guyana close to $2 million. And in other news, the proposed gas-fired plant being pursued by the government will require the power to be evacuated from that facility and sent to GPL's Demerara-Berbice interconnected system using high-voltage cables. According to a study conducted by the Inter-American Development Bank, the least costly alternative amounts to just over $80 million to install a combination of 6 to 9 kilovolts and 230 kilovolts power lines to take the electricity from the power plant to the GPL Sophia substation. Such a design, according to the group, would cost some $84.6 million. And now let's tell you, ExxonMobil Guyana is gearing to undergo a 12-well drill campaign in the Kanji block, and according to the project summary submitted to the EPA, the activities are expected to generate hundreds of tons of hazardous and non-hazardous waste monthly. According to the document, as it relates to hazardous waste, this includes oily residue between 31 and 77.6 tons each month. As it relates to non-hazardous waste, the company says it envisions this would be between 46 and 100 tons each month. And now let's tell you the construction of a new five-star Marriott hotel and commercial complex at Plot VAI Plantation Good for Wachting on the east coast of Demerara by Trin Unana, that should be Trin Yuana Investments Inc., has been exempted by the EPA from conducting an environmental impact assessment, bringing its construction closer to realization. The announcement was made by the EPA recently, which cautioned that its exemption status did not in any way mean that the proposed project was approved by that body. According to the EPA, it had screened the project's application for the grant of environmental permit and had determined it would not significantly affect the environment. And moving on, one of the four men accused of gunning down a Guyanese man and injuring his wife in Venezuela was reportedly killed when Venezuelan police opened fire on him on Tuesday. The Guyanese man, identified as Rishad Rahim, was shot dead around 3 hours on Monday while driving out with his wife from his residence located in San Jose de Casual in the April 11 parish. Rahim and his wife were reportedly heading to a gas station to fuel up their vehicle when four men attacked them in what is believed to be a robbery attempt. He had resisted them and tried to flee, but the men opened fire, and a bullet struck him to his neck, killing him instantly, while his wife was injured. Venezuelan detectives in the district had identified the gunmen as members of a gang called the 12 Disciples. We were informed yesterday by a Venezuelan journalist that one of the suspects who had attacked Rahim that morning was identified as El Negro. And to wrap things up this morning, let's tell you that that should be this evening. Let's tell you that a gang of 8 men on 4 motorcycles went on a robbery spree yesterday from the Demerara Harbour Bridge to Houston on the east bank of Demerara. 2 of them, one a 15-year-old, have since been captured by police while the other 6 remain at large. It is understood that the bandits had attacked commuters at the eastern side of the bridge around 5 hours while they were awaiting for a scheduled retraction to be completed. They then continued their robbery spree by robbing a taxi driver, a newspaper vendor, and a customer at Houston around 5 hours 15. According to one of the victims who was robbed in the vicinity of the bridge, he was awaiting the bridge to deliver fish to a customer. The bandits searched the man and relieved him of $141,000 in cash from his pocket, leaving him with just $500 to pay the toll to cross the bridge.
And that's the news of the moment. Remember to get the full details of these stories, pick up a copy of the Kaieteur News. And don't forget, you can catch us on the MyTuner app as well as the Radio Garden app. You can also keep up to date by liking our Facebook page at Kaieteur Radio and subscribing to our YouTube channel, Kaieteur Radio Livestream. Oh, also catch our stream at www.kaieteurnewsonline.com/radio.
I am Glenn Lal, and I have some beautiful things to share with you guys tonight.
Brothers and sisters, I know you guys are enjoying the program, but please take a moment and listen to this piece of information about the leaders we have in this country, whether they're working for you or just a few chosen ones in this land. Yes, we have 2 sweet